All right, this video is going to walk you through how to find the equation of a parabola that passes through three coordinates. The first thing you're going to want to do is arrange your information on the paper like I have here, where your coordinates are on the left, the format you're trying to write them in is on the top, and then we'll substitute each coordinate in for x and y. The first thing you'll do is take the negative 2 comma 20 by putting negative 2 in for x and 20 in for y. When I put negative 2 in for x, I'm going to square the negative 2 and get 4a. Then if I put negative 2 in for the x in the next part, I'll have a negative 2b. And then the plus c just stays plus c and then equals your y value of 20. Next, I'll put 1 in for x, and I'll have a 1a. And then I'll put 1 in for the one that's right next to the b. That just creates a positive b. The c, you'll notice, always comes out plus c. And then as I put in 8 for y, I'll have equals 8. The last equation, when I put in 4 for x, I'll have then 16a plus the b value that I'll get, which when I put 4 in for the x in the second part, I'll have 4b. And then I'll have plus c, again still, and then equals my y value of 50. So your goal is first of all just to write the three equations by plugging in your x values in for x and then the y's in for the y. That creates these three equations with a, b, and c in them. Now what you're going to notice is that there's always going to be an easy letter to cancel. That's always going to be the letter c. So we want to try to create one equation that creates a negative c and then have the other two be positive so you can add them together to get the c's to cancel. I like to choose the one that has the smallest numbers in it, which would be your middle equation. So what I would do then is change all those values in the middle equation by multiplying them all by negative 1. When I do that, they all become negative a, negative b, negative c, and negative 8. Then I want to combine them with the top equation and also with the bottom equation. So when I combine it with the top equation, I'll add 4a and negative a to get positive 3a, and then I'll add my negative 2b and negative 1b together to get minus 3b. My c's will cancel, and then I'll eventually have equals 12. If I add the middle and the bottom equation together, I will then add 16 and negative 1a together, and then I'll have those combined to give me 15a. Combining 4b and the negative b, I'll end up getting 3b. And then lastly, the c's cancel out, and then 50 and negative 8, those combine to give me 42. Then what I want to do is I want to take what I have left and see what I need to do to cancel out the next letter. Now this is a special outcome because it's not normally like this. You may have to multiply one of the equations by a number to create a positive and negative of another letter. But as you look at this, you'll notice the b's will already cancel. So all I want to do next here is just add those two equations together. The b's are going to drop out, and then I'm going to be left with a new equation that reads 18a equals 54. So we'll go 54 here next. And then from there, I'll notice I have to solve for a by dividing by 18 to both sides. And when I do that, a is going to end up equaling 3. Now that I know what a equals, I want to go back to my equation that only has two letters in it, or two variables. I'm going to choose the one that has the top equation here. I'll put that 3 in for the top equation at 3a. And then from there, when I plug that in, I'll have 3 times the a value, 3, minus 3b across the top of that blue equation equals 12. Now you'll notice that 3 times 3 gives you 9, and then if I subtract 9 to both sides, my negative 3b is then going to equal 3. And if I divide by both sides by negative 3, I'll end up getting b equals negative 1. Now I've got two letters solved for, and the way you find the third is by going back to one of the original equations. Now the middle one is where I would go, that I just made yellow, and I would try to make that equation get replaced with my new a value and b value that I just solved for. So I'll take the original equation that says a plus b plus c equals 8, substitute my a equals 3, and also substitute my b equals negative 1, and now rewrite the equation. So then I'll write it like this, equals 8. Well, 3 minus 1 gives you 2, so then 2 plus c equals 8. That means then that c is going to end up equaling 6. Now you finally have all three letters. Once you have all three letters, you can now write the equation, substituting that original blue equation at the very top with the a, b, and c values, and you are basically done. So it should turn into 3x squared minus x, and then eventually plus 6 for my last part, and that is your final answer. Hopefully that turns green for you when you do your question in the same kind of way. Hopefully this video helps, and good luck.